Hi, welcome to another episode of Focus. With me today, I have a special young lady. She's going to dip into something very interesting. I'm not going to tell you guys as yet, but with me is Miss Leonee, court clerk, a very aspiring young lady who's willing to make a change within society. But as I say, we are going to talk about something special, and I guess today is going to be a very hot day. So I enjoyed. Got my coffee. So today we're going to sit and we're going to talk about how we can have a very healthy relationship. We're going to talk about it from both males and females. So you guys just strap in, viewers and listeners. It's going to be a very interesting show today. So let me just introduce my guest today, Miss Leonee. Thank you for being here with us today on Focus.
Hi, I'm Leonee. I'm 22 years old. I work at Supreme Court. I'm a legal clerk too, and also co-owner of Deluxe Bar and Beauty Salon. Today we'll be focusing on what makes a healthy relationship.
So yeah, what makes a healthy relationship to you?
What makes a healthy relationship? I would say first, love yourself. In every relationship, you must first love yourself before you can love someone. Loving yourself makes you a happier partner. Also, you'll be more confident. Once you're more confident about yourself, no one can tell you different. Also, I would say communication.
Yeah.
Communication is very important in a relationship. You must be clear on what you want, share relationship goals, as to where you want the relationship to head.
Yeah.
That way you have a smooth flow of the relationship. I mean, when you come to one understanding, that way you can achieve certain goals together. You won't be like, oh, at the beginning, this is what I wanted.
Yeah.
And then you, on the other hand, you didn't share what you wanted. So now we're just going different paths and conflicts arise that way. Also, I would say trust. Trust is very important. Without trust comes a lot of things, insecurities, lies, all these things. So, yeah.
See, communication is such a very nice one. I mean, I think that's probably a reason for a lot of relationships lasting and even some coming to a premature end. In relationships, in my past relationships, to be honest, I've seen communication, as I said, yes, it is important, but at times, I guess communications is something that people, take out of concept. People don't really understand exactly, that direct word communication, because communication doesn't, to me, in a relationship concept, it doesn't just mean me sitting and just talking to you about everything. Body language is communicating, and these sort of things. So I guess a lot of relationships end prematurely because people doesn't understand each other's body language. Well, there's a thing with men that a majority of us, we are taught from young stages to bottle stuff. Use a man, certain things you do not speak about. And we come up all of our lives, if somebody hurt us, we just keep it inside of us and we do not talk about it. And going back to communication, I think women in the old needs to understand that it's a man dealing with, and not everything he gotta tell you. Sometimes we don't feel comfortable enough to talk to y'all about certain things, and then this is where all the problems come from.
Well, communication in the whole comes understanding. You must learn to understand, because someone can communicate with you. I can say certain things, but if that person who's receiving that information cannot comprehend or understand, then communication won't work. I can speak how much I want, but if you don't have understanding, then communication will go wrong. Secondly, to touch on the part whereby you say that growing up as a man, you learn to not show emotions and all of these things, you have to be open to change, because sometimes you need to unlearn certain old ways and relearn new things. Because in a relationship, if you're going to go with this saying, oh, as a man, you shouldn't be emotional, you shouldn't express your feelings. Just imagine we're in a relationship and you felt some sort of way, or I say something to you that you feel uncomfortable with, and you just keep everything inside. If you keep everything inside, eventually everything will start piling up and piling up and piling up and piling up, and you will continue to have conflict. If you communicate, you say exactly, well, this is bothering me. I felt offended by this. That way, we talk things out, we understand each other, we move forward. Now, when you keep that in you, it builds up anger, and every situation sometimes may come back again, and you don't know how to deal with it. You keep taking everything to yourself. So that way, I would say you communicate. You let your partner knows how you feel. That's basically my.
But I mean, at times, how you feel could actually, you know, get you hurt, because as we're on communication, everything we just cannot communicate, because at times the response that we would require, it actually takes a male to answer that question. Like, we're gonna be amongst our friends, or we're gonna be like, bro, you know, so going on, and our, you know, the answer we're looking for is gonna be more of a manly, you know, a more masculine answer than it would be of a female. Going back to relationships, yes, probably we do need to talk about everything. We need to be susceptible to change. But a lot of things, and I want to look directly to the camera when I say this, is that majority of the times, change comes with females. Females want us to change everything. You understand? Let me just use this as an example. Let's say my desire is to have a polygamous relationship. But then the young lady that I'm dealing with, she'd be like, no, you can't do that. I gotta change what I like for just to suit she to get one girl. And I think that doesn't make any sense, because if you're telling me I need to be, if you're telling me I need to change, probably you're telling me I need to be fake, which is something that should not be occurring within relationships.
That's why we should normalize dating, because from the inception, if you want a polygamous relationship, you say that to me. That way I can know, well, all right, I can't deal with this. I ain't gonna move forward with you. Then you should find yourself someone who's okay with having a polygamous relationship. So I would say communication, yes, you have to communicate. Say things to your partner. Let them understand you first before going ahead in a relationship. You should know that person. Now when you done in the relationship, all you gonna tell me you want a polygamous relationship?
It's not about I tell you I want a polygamous relationship within mine.
And then I must bear with that and adapt to that? No, you stay up from the beginning.
But you just alluded that at times, you know, you need to compromise, you need to make changes in a relationship. So I guess all of that is part of changes. That's exactly what you just said.
Well, but we can agree to disagree.
What are we?
We can agree to disagree, because if you come to me with the thought that you want a polygamous relationship and I'm not comfortable with that, well, we move forward. It's either you go what I say, no polygamous relationship, or I go with what you say, a polygamous relationship, or we go separate ways.
And that applies to your relationship.
It's simple as that. It's simple as that. You state what you want at the beginning, or change. So
what do you think? So what do you think about society affecting relationships in this time? What do you think about that?
Well, first of all, whatever happens in a relationship, certain things you should keep confidential. Certain things you may go out and you may want to seek advice. Well, that is okay. But some things are just private that you should keep between you and just your partner. With society today, everybody, especially the males, they got these friends, or they got these single friends, and they're so committed. They've bash them like, oh, everything is this girl, everything is this girl. You gotta go out with your friends when they just want you just ups like that. I mean, sometimes in a relationship, respect is important.
Yeah.
And you should respect your partner, respect their decisions. And sometimes you have friends who may mislead you. And social media, especially you go on Facebook, and now you're seeing this person just talking about having multiple partners. A lot of things come with having multiple partners. There are a lot of diseases out there, right? So don't let us miss that part. There are a lot of diseases out there. So you can go up and tell me you want a polygamous relationship.
Yeah. And
also health-wise. If I'm going to okay with you having a polygamous relationship, you should make sure that this person is healthy.
Yeah.
You check the background and all these things, because you can go there and say, okay, Michael, you have the okay to have a polygamous relationship, and you just ups out there, and you know, you've gone out and you don't know who you're going with.
Yeah.
Many persons are out there with all types of disease, and you don't know.
Yeah.
So I would say society got a lot to do with persons, especially who they are wrong, who they're taking advice from.
Yeah.
Because like I said, a married man can't take advice from a single man. Because why you single? You ain't got nobody. You wouldn't know how to advise me. So you should know your company.
I firmly I wouldn't like fully accept that whole example of society, impacting, because I believe it's a matter of what you take from society actually, because there are actually married couples out there that could actually give you advice,
Well,
which is
true.
fair to say, and then there are actually single people out there that just waiting on the right person to get entangled with, that could actually give you some sort of good advice. So as I was saying, it all depends on what you take away from society, understand, or sometimes what you take away from social media. Because if you go on social media and you're looking for polygamous relationship, this is what you're gonna find. This is what you go looking for. If you go looking for married couples, this is what you're gonna find. There's a site on Facebook named Black Couple Revolution, and I'm a fan of that site because I love to see black couples and so on and so on and so on. So it's all about the energy that you give off is what you receive.
Well, true, you have to know yourself indeed, because like I say, there are a lot of influencers out there. So you have to know yourself. What may influence you more, what may not, what you can take in and what you cannot take out also.
So given in the whole aspect of giving what you give off is what you receive, it leads me to say, what do you think about that little bit of analogy there? What you give off is what you receive.
The way in which you carry yourself, that is the way in which people respect you. For example, as a young lady, I mean, when you dress a certain type of way, and you walk down the road, you see, if you wear a nice long skirt, you would hear all type of names. Some decent sort of things. And if you wear certain other clothes, they might call some vulgar kind of thing.
Interesting.
And you're interesting. You're looking out. So I would say like when people approach you as well.
So go back to women in the world. Let's just go back there for a second. I think locally right now, women morals and their norms are at all-time low. That's why I asked the question, what you give off is what you receive. Because it's really difficult for me to understand a concept that I see females use a lot. And they would be like, I gotta find a husband. But finding a husband is something that we men should take a lot of pride in a woman finding us. Because it's very not cool to say, but there is no such thing as a used up woman. But at the same time, as this young lady alluded to, there's something as a respected woman. So I think that, especially from my aspect, when I went out and looked for a young lady, I had to find somebody that was cool, that was one, that was goal oriented, that was two, and above all, she must be respected. Because females, just degrading themselves every day now within society. We saw that incident with a young lady in Linden. When Jeff Foliato, whatever his name is, came and he just, spit in her mouth and these sort of things, and it was like a fetish for her, and she just started going on even more crazier at the hands of somebody, spitting in somebody's mouth. To me, it's like, I find women, or some women, there's, they're really degrading themselves. I mean, that puts them in danger of finding something good. We saw guys like Andrew Tate and so on spoke about these things, and we're seeing people find it as a problem. But I mean, if you're gonna go on a stage and a guy is gonna spit in your mouth, I don't think that it makes me, or I could only speak for myself, makes me interested in you. It makes you less attractive of somebody that requires a female with good moral and norms, to invest in, to make a good wife. That's just my opinion of it. So, I mean, a lot of females, they are kind of like degrading themselves. And then the thing about society is that we don't just look at one female, we look at female in the whole. We can judge all the female based upon one female action. This is just the way society works. And those are a lot of people don't understand. Like, you can think, oh, it's unfair to judge me. But if you were in that situation, what you would have done, I would not know. Probably you'd have done worse. Probably, I'm just saying. So, I mean, female in themselves is making it hard, you know, to find a good man. And then the beautiful thing about it is that I don't really want to sugarcoat it. Then when 20 years down the road, 3 kids in line, and like, oh God, I just can't find a good man. But baby, you really made it hard for yourself when you were probably 23.
Well, first of all, we all have our own preference. I would say that, because you might see a young lady, oh, a man spitting his shit out, you might say, I can't date a woman like that. But again, there are men that they love those type of stuff. They love those type of stuff. Some of them find it freaky.
Those are kinky kind of stuff.
Right? I mean, we all have our own preference. And also when you talk about judging women the whole, and that's how society has it, so we can't blame you for that. First of all, I would say first thing, change come within you, yourself. So you can't tell me that you see a woman, a man spitting his shit out, or a certain young lady carrying herself a certain way, and you're going to just judge all the women the same because society does it. What about you? We all have preference. You cannot just watch someone, judge them just like that because of someone else's action. So I mean, everybody deserves love. Everybody deserves love.
You know, it's fair to use the word love, but when I was going to high school, I used to call myself Casanova. And a Casanova is a man that had multiple women. And I've dealt with girls, and we can talk in Guyanese terms. And then we can put it over in a more standard English. But I've dealt with tons girls, which simply means that girls that, you know, are not educated to a certain level. And I've dealt with smart girls, the bourgeois them. So I've dealt with both of them. And what I've seen is that it's easier to have a dunce girl to perform certain acts. I'm not talking about sexually. I mean different acts. I mean, they could trick them and take the money. It's way more easier. And then we are a bit more difficult to go to a bourgeois girl and she gets your money. But at the end of the day, they're getting the same money. You get the money from both of them. Forces me to say that she's saying that it's unfair to judge all women the same way. And I'm saying that society judges all women based upon one lady action, which means that it wouldn't be a surprise for me to see a lawyer go on stage with Foliato and open his mouth and make the guy spit in it. Perhaps it can take a more difficult of task for him to do so. You understand? But a guy once told me, Michael, woman is one of the most dangerous thing God ever create. I was like, bro, why you said man said champ? If you could ever go in a woman's mind and see or understand the way she think about men in the whole, it would be scary. It would be scary. So, as I was saying, I'm not using this platform or this show to judge women, but I'm just letting you guys know how I think about women. I love women. And I still stand by the name Casanova till to this day. Okay. Fair to say. But I love women. So, I mean, it's really difficult now for women in society. And I'm not I'm firmly I am really against gender based violence, but I guess it's fair to say over television and so on that we see why places like Iran and these places have these sort of laws, to try to keep women within a certain frame and these sort of things, which is something that I do not condone. I believe in equality. I believe if a man drives, a woman should drive, and these sort of things. So, I mean, as I said, back to having a healthy relationship, there is so much things that adds in to that frame of having a healthy relationship.
Well, I still disagree with judging all women the same.
Yeah.
You shouldn't judge all women the same, like I said, because, like you just mentioned, a dunce woman.
Yeah.
You won't be surprised if she go on the stage and perform a certain act.
Yeah.
But if someone of intelligence, a lawyer, so did you be surprised?
Yeah.
I mean, there are many young ladies out there who are not book smart,
Yeah.
but they have what we say road sense. Certain things you can't pull off on them. And it also have those out there, lawyers, doctors, and all these type of people going to perform all these acts. I mean, it's just a personal something, and it also have to do with how you grow up,
Yeah.
how your parents groom you, the area in which you grew up, and all these types of things. So I wouldn't believe what you just mentioned, that a dance girl will perform this and an intelligent woman will perform this, because everyone have their own personal preference.
Yeah.
Just like, you have these church girls, everybody expects church girls to act a certain type of way, and these road girls to act a certain type of way. Most of these church girls are freaks. So why would you try to judge intelligent and dance girls like, intelligent girls wouldn't do this and dance girls won't do this? I mean, the majority and the minority differs.
Yeah.
But there are persons who will perform these type of acts, because you can be book smart but not road smart.
Yeah.
Well, you might get off on a dance girl thinking that, I can take she money easier, I can make she something because she ain't book smart. She might be book smart, but she road smart and she got common sense. Well, everybody, these intelligent girls, the book smart, all type of this, and like society say today, man club.
Oh God.
I mean, I beg to differ, because it got intelligent girls out here who are not road smart, and they got guys doing them all sort of things, and there's whereby morals come in.
Yeah.
You have to have morals, and yes, some women make it bad for the others by performing all type of stuff on social media,
crazy stuff,
and all these things. But all of us shouldn't be judged the same, because you wouldn't like for someone to watch it your mom and say, well, she's a this or she's a that. I mean, not knowing what type of person exactly she is. You don't want that for your mother or your sister or some female friend or so. No, because even if you have your woman, and the man will just watch it, she's a bad freak, she's a this, she's a that, and you know the type of woman you have. How would you retaliate if someone torments you about your woman, saying all kind of horrible remarks, because all women seems to be the same, like you mentioned?
I mean, we as men generally, we would sit, and if we see a girl walk past, and this is some of the most realistic facts that a lot of people don't want to admit, that we judge people based on their appearance. If a girl walks past us with a short pants, a crop top, and pretty beside Tommy safe on her foot, like she, we can judge she based on her appearance. But as I was saying, there's a real, a problem in society that it's really hard for humans to combat, is receiving criticism. Because if a man come to me and say, "Why, Michael, I think the thing is that, or I think you girls are freak," why is it in my power to snap or respond? I've known some friends that actually died because somebody come and talk bad about somebody and say, "Yo, bro, hey, I know the girl we dealing with and she's though," or somebody gonna come and say, "Hey, hey, my partner used to destroy the thing," and these sort of things. So as I was saying, society in itself, is not able to handle criticism, and that leads back to having a healthy relationship. Because if somebody come to you and say, "Girl, your husband is this person, or your husband is that person," and then you probably not even give the second thought, because women got this crazy instinct in them that as soon as somebody come and say your man's cheating, you what's the word looking for? You immediately rushed into CID mode.
Well, of
you
course.
wouldn't even give you didn't even give it a give it a chance, like, babe, I overheard something. Automatically now you start putting cameras up in your homes, and then when your man's sleeping at your holy phone and you're looking at the screen to see if you get the pattern and these sort of crazy stuff, automatically you are going to CID mode. You do not care. You understand? You are looking for something, and then those where the problem leads, because when you go looking for something, you find some way you're not gonna like.
So why is there a thing that I may not like in your food?
Because we're human beings, perfection is something that you are requesting from us that nobody's that probably nobody could portray.
It's not being perfect.
I guess
It's not being perfect, but it's respecting your partner.
But I'm respecting you by letting you not see what's in my phone, I guess.
So why is there something to hide in your phone?
Because I have a personal life. Just put it this way, I have a life that, you know, I feel the need to talk to. If I feel like, yo, you know, I see this girl and I want to talk to like a girlfriend, you know, cool. Simply the case, yeah, I'm in a relationship, yes, and these sort of things. But why are you limiting me, you know, to not doing these sort of things? I'm just asking.
Now you have a woman. Why are you out there interested in other persons? Why are you interested in other persons? There just shouldn't be a case whereby you and other females inbox trying to get to them or trying to make certain remarks. Those type of things brings conflict and disrespect, because you woman gonna walk in the road today and I won't be like, look at she all up there, she man always in me inbox.
But it goes vice versa.
Always this, that is it. Respect. That is whereby respect comes in, because I wouldn't do certain things as a woman to disrespect my partner.
Yeah.
For example, if I'm going to go out there to cheat, I like to say, when you in it, you don't see it. Everybody else is no except you.
Yeah.
Everybody's know you getting blow, but you don't know you getting blow.
Yeah.
So you may go out on the road and a man will be like, what you think? You wifing up a thing with it, everybody. Every man lashing.
She's a boss, yeah.
And them kind of disrespect you bringing for your partner.
Yeah.
So you should respect your partner, right? I mean, come on. Why would you want to go out there to encourage others? Certain people shouldn't have certain access to you like your partner has to you.
Yeah, but
So, if somebody going to come to me and say, well, you man cheating on you, well, it all depends who come and tell you. Yeah. Because you got some liar people out there. You got some persons out there just watching your relationship to create some sort of problem. Sometimes they want demand, so they're going to create a problem for you, left demand for they get demand and all sort of things. But if my friend come and say, girl, I see you man cheating. I mean, I got some evil friends out there too. But if my friend's going to say, girl, I see you man cheating, right away I'm going to just go accusing you or saying, well, oh, you're cheating on me. Oh, you're cheating on me with, and all of these sort of things. I would start observing. Yeah. I would start watch how you're doing certain things. Like I said, we can go in CID mode here, of course. We can look at every little thing. And privacy is important. Your phone is your phone. My phone is my phone. Yeah. We should respect that. Yeah. But also, like I said, there shouldn't be anything. If you don't want me to do something to you, you don't do the same to me. I simply live by that. Don't do anything to me that you don't want me to do to you. So, respect, honesty, trust. I must be able to trust you. I shouldn't feel insecure. And insecurity also comes from past relationships. Yeah. I mean, you may accustomed to a certain type of, you can't trust your partner doing this, all sorts of remarks. And then you're going to bring that same thing into your present relationship. You'll create conflict. Because you may be wholeheartedly faithful. And because of my past situation in past relationships, I just keep accusing you and making all sorts of remarks. Sometimes people tend to feel discouraged. And then they're going to go out there looking for the type of love that they want. So, trust is important. Honesty. Communication again. Communicate with your partner. You should be able to feel comfortable. You can be able to come to me and say anything at any point in time. You shouldn't fear to come and say, well, babe, this is it, or this is how I feel, or you must be able to come to me comfortably. Yeah. Also, I should be able to trust you. Trust is very, very, very important. And a lot of people of today like say, oh, trust no man, trust no woman. But what's the point of being with you when I don't trust you? Yeah. And you must also maintain that trust that that person has for you, because not because I say, oh, Michael, I trust you, and you know that I trust you. You can go out there doing certain things because I trust you. So it all comes back to all these little things: trust, honesty, no lies, no cheating, no hiding and stuff. You shouldn't allow your partner to overthink any situation. Everything should be clear. I mean, there is no perfect relationship, but we can try our best to make things clear, you know? So
she said that trust, honesty, and transparency makes a healthy relationship. I had a friend told me put a gun right in the middle of the house and you can see relationship go perfect. Because anybody mess up, the first person to try it, healthy relationship. So nevertheless, we've come to the end of a beautiful episode of Focus. We talk about how to make a relationship good, how to have a healthy relationship. I'm talking about a relationship that eats bananas, eats lettuce and so on to become healthy. I guess. But nevertheless, it was fun speaking to Miss Leonee. We hope she adopts these little principles in making our relationship, a healthy one, and I will do the same. I will take some tips from her, in making my relationship a healthy one. So should you. So thank you for tuning us to, on this week's episode of Focus. Next week we come again with something good. Thank you very much. Boom out.